In the most awkward way possible. I was still a construction worker at the time. I had one album out, and I met them in this little club in Lennoxville, Quebec, and they were music students at Bishop's University. And they were outstanding that night in this little club, and I made a fool of myself meeting them. I mean, absolutely. I scared them witless for one thing, and they just didn't know who this idiot was. They chasing up to them and saying, look, here's my CD. You know, want to give it a listen? The last time I saw them, they were running down Queen Street like this, young arms pumping, you know, and all you saw was the CD flashing every now and again as an arm came up, you know. I'm standing there thinking, man, what an idiot, what did I do, you know? So I went home and told Beth what I did, and she said, what an idiot, why'd you do that? I said, oh, I panicked, gorgeous. I said, well, there's a CD we would probably never see again, and two women who may or may not press charges we don't even know yet, so it was brutal. And anyway, the phone rang the next day, because I yelled to them down the street, give me a shout, if you want to get together. You know? It was getting pretty vague, but anyway, they phoned me up on a Saturday morning. I picked up the phone. I was kind of bummed still, you know, so I picked up the phone and I hear, hello? I said, hello? Are you David Francey? I said, yes. And they said, well, you're rather odd, but your CD's good. And we'd like to sing with you in a neutral place, you know. And everybody thinks I make that up. That's exactly what they said, you know. And I said, listen, I'm not nearly as weird as I seem. I'm really, really sorry. I said, bring all your friends. I'm harmless, you know. All their friends came as well. They were all 6-foot-plus males, as it turns out. Then they got together with me, and you know, they realized within 5 minutes I was a harmless idiot. So they said, oh, go away, you guys. And we started singing together and having a great time together. They were just wonderful singers, and they were very beautiful, and rightly enough, and they had great talent, but they also had huge hearts. They would do things like drop into the old folks' home on their way to school and rip off a few pieces on the piano for the old folks, you know, and carry on their way, unbidden, unasked. It was a wonderful thing. And they told me that, and I thought to myself, I don't know, man, I'm going to appreciate people like that in a couple of years, no question about it. So you really need a love song, girls. Has anyone written one? No one had. So I said, all right, your love song. I'll write about how we met and some of the things we've done. I'll have it for next week. So I came back to the practice the next week, and I had it, and I played it for them. And they said, oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. And I said, no, no, thank you. And they said, no, no, thank you. And I said, no, no, thank you. And because we're Canadian, it went back and forth for 15 minutes, just thanking one another for everything, you know. Thank you. Thank you for being you. No, 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 thank you. Anyway, and then they said, well, what are you going to call the song, David? And I said, oh, I'm going to call it Lucky Man, girls. And they said, oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. I said, no, no, thank you. And we went again, you know. So finally somebody broke the horrible cycle of politeness and said, why are you going to call it Lucky Man, David? And I said, well, girls, it's obvious. Whoever ends up with one of you is going to be a very lucky man. And they went, oh, you know. And I couldn't help myself. I said, of course, if he ended up with both of you, he'd be an amazingly lucky man. Anyway, great gals, both of them, just love them, and I still see them very regularly through this job, you know, and they're just terrific. So this song's going out, well, it's actually going out to Beth today. I'm going to send it out to Beth because I was so hoping she could come to this festival, but it didn't quite work out. So anyway, it's called Lucky Man.